Yes, well, first impressions, it was very interesting. It was a little bit alarming at first, but then I relaxed as I realized that, I was in no danger, and then I just concentrated, and I was, uh, I was a little bit afraid to open my eyes, and I didn't. And then the colors began to change and modulate, and it was a 10-minute pass. It seems very relaxing. It seems, really in that way very good. I didn't exactly have DMT-like hallucinations, and I don't know how much was supplied by the LED, which I guess was going through a bunch of color changes and all that.
No, it's purely white light. Nothing but
Purely white
purely
light?
white light, yeah.
What?
100% white light, yeah.
Good God.
It's all endogenous. It's the DMT in your pineal units that's endogenous, 100%.
Well, if that completely changes, because, oh my God.
Yeah, that's you.
Yes,
You're the god creating the colours.
many colors, and yes, many colors coming in waves, purples, greens, not patterns so much. The patterns are very transient. It wasn't like, the chiaroscuro hallucinations that you get. It was, and the frequency, the flashing, that was the LED, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that it was only white light. Man,
Cool.
You're on to something here, Guy. I tell you.
And it's legal.
And it's legal. Well, it won't be
LEDs are
for
legal.
long. I would love to do it. I think that people would really enjoy this and probably be, I think as a relaxation tool, it's fantastic because I feel very much at peace and calm, and I was wanting to go take a nap. I'm still going to go take a nap, but I don't need one as badly now. So,
Excellent. Well, that's great.
this is quite interesting. There's also a very interesting technology that has come to light. I just found out about it last summer, called the Ajna Light. Have you heard of this?
No.
AJNA. So write down ajnalight.com. This guy who's developed this is a very interesting fellow. He's named Guy Harriman, and he used to work for Apple. He actually worked very closely with Steve Jobs when Steve Jobs had Next Computing. So he's basically a computer programmer and engineer. Worked with Steve Jobs, but then for some reason, he decided he had to move to Thailand and become a Zen monk, which he did, but he continued to work with technology, and he developed this thing called the Ajna Light, which he claims induces DMT synthesis in the pineal. And I was at a conference last summer, actually at Tyringham, at this place where this one is going to be, and he was there. I tried it a couple of times, and by golly, it's a lot like DMT.
Really?
Yeah.
So explain it. What is it?
Well, it's just it looks like a floor lamp. It's nothing. It's got this array of LEDs on a holder. You lie under it, and they're just white LEDs, and he programs it from his iPad, I guess, in different sequences. But you lie under this thing for a few minutes, and pretty soon you get into the zone. These visuals begin to manifest, and it looks a great deal like DMT. So then, and he claims, it's synthesizing DMT in the pineal, and it is very much like DMT would be if it's released at the site of action, because, DMT, when you smoke it brings a big body load with it.
Do you have to wear that
right?
goofy outfit? Mm-hmm. What's with the orange outfit? Seriously.
What is it?
Well,
they're in Thailand.
I understand, but the expression of monkness, the pious outfit, let it go, folks. Just wear a T-shirt.
Right. Wear whatever. I would
just think the
I
Lord.
didn't have to get into into any costume to do it, but I did do it a couple times.
How many times did you do it?
Well, I was not there long enough to do it. I did it a couple times.
And this woman's sitting. Is it just effective sitting as it is lying down?
I couldn't tell you, but I expect so.
You lied down?
I lay down, yeah.
And you close your eyes and...
No, you close your eyes. Doesn't matter because it's
coming through the
you don't
light.
have eye shades on.
Right.
And usually he's playing some music. But then, in me, like the reductionist, kicks in and says, well, Guy, this is interesting. How do you know it's really DMT
right.
that you're stimulating? And we've been going back and forth on that, and how can you test that? And there are ways to do it, but most of them involve some fairly drastic procedures, like you can do that you wouldn't want to do on people because they wouldn't give you permission if they had any sense, but you could do them to rats. You could do something called microdialysis. You can put essentially a microscopic tube that's absorptive next to the pineal, and you can collect samples that you can detect. This is not something that people would volunteer for unless...
How about just take your word for it?
Well, I just want to know, does it really induce it or not? I am not saying it does, but it's a lot like DMT.
What about hovering something like that over a sensory deprivation tank, like being inside of it and having it hover over your head, so you have the added experience of out of body with that? I mean, I would think that would be pretty intense and not hard to recreate.
Probably not. What you'd probably want to do with that is to have some kind of goggles, essentially, that could be connected to his program by Bluetooth or something. Mm-hmm. So then you're wearing the goggles, you're in the isolation tank.
But if you just hover it over your head, if you just have an arm, like a computer monitor arm, and just swing it over the head, and so you turn it on, close the door of the tank, close your eyes, lay back, and maybe it has like a 30-second window where it lets you settle in, and then begins the program.
Lots of ways you could approach it.
I mean, that just seems to me to really ramp it up. Now, here's the question.
It's interesting, though. This is just one of an array of, what you might call neurotechnologies, or even spiritual technologies. Maybe this will make psychedelics obsolete.
Well, this is a great way that you could do it without actually having to hold on to an illegal drug.
Exactly. Because you're carrying your illegal drug with you.
Right.
So far, they can't arrest you for that, although I'm sure they're trying to figure out a way.
That was your brother's classic line, everyone's holding.
Everyone's holding. That's right.